Hey, how you doing? I have something very healthy to share with you today. And I had cooked this before. When I was reviewing the ingredients, they looked so familiar. And what it is Filipino stir-fried bitter melon. So I found it on lonniecooks.com. And the reason that I stopped at her particular recipe is that, number one, there's not many Filipino bitter melon recipes. So when I saw this one, when I first cooked it, it had some unique ingredients. It had tomato paste and some cilantro and all the yummy other ingredients. So those are some other stuff that I haven't seen in the traditional stir-fried bitter melon, Filipino bitter melon. And of course, the yummy ground pork that we're gonna add is a plus to this. So more protein and lots of minerals from the medicinal bitter melon. So bitter melon has a lot of medicinal properties, and let's see if it's the fountain of youth, that vegetable that we've all been looking for. So for the past year or two, I've been trying to eat at least 2 to 3 a week if I remember. So I figure that if I just have all these recipes up my sleeve regarding bitter melon, that I'll never forget to eat it, because I can eat it for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or snack. It's actually so bitter, the most bitter vegetable or fruit, I don't know what it is on earth, but it's funny how once you get accustomed to the taste, you actually crave it. So here goes the recipe. So Filipino stir-fry bitter melon, 2 tablespoons of oil. So let's just go ahead and put the ingredients in, okay? 2 tablespoons of oil. 1, 2. 5 cloves of garlic. So I got my house garlic here. So 5 cloves of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 3 shallots. That was another ingredient that I liked, because I hardly have any recipes that require shallots. So this is a shallot. So it's just a kind of an onion that's sweeter than a regular onion. So when I see a recipe for shallots, I scoop up that recipe. So 3 of these. Okay, if it's a big shallot, I guess you could use 2. So this is the size of my thumb. So I'm just going to use 2, but if you have small ones, use 3, okay? And this is it cut up, so it has a purple, whitish tinge to it, and it's very, very aromatic. Probably more aromatic than the regular onion, but if you didn't have shallots, please do use a sweet onion, okay? So that is an alternative. Sometimes these you can't find at the store. So 3 shallots or 1 onion. All right, so that goes in. 3 tomatoes. I already cut up my tomatoes here. So tomatoes have so much lycopene. When you cook it down, it even yields more health benefits. So 3 tomatoes, 1 teaspoon salt. Okay, 1 teaspoon of salt. 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. So this was what caught my eye. So no other bitter melon recipe, Filipino style, uses tomato paste. So 2 tablespoons tomato paste. Okay, so that's 1/2. That's 2 tablespoons. So this is a very small can, 6 ounce, and I use about half. Equals 2 tablespoons. All right, 2 bitter melons. So I'm going to show you the bitter melon. So yes, it looks very intimidating. It doesn't look pretty at all. It's actually very not pleasing to the eye. Okay, so this is a nice firm one. It's green. I don't see much rotten spots. Actually, there's no rotten spots, and it's long, so it's about the size of my forearm. So this is one of the bigger ones that I've seen. So if you could get 2 big ones, that would be good. But if you had to get small ones, is that all you had, then just do 3 small ones. All right, so I already cut some up here. Took the time out beforehand to cut it up, so I'm going to throw it in the pile. Okay, and I am going to demonstrate how to prepare this. And they keep talking about how bitter melon is good for diabetics. It lowers the blood sugar. So, yeah, if you like bitter melon, you probably benefit from that medicinal benefit. Okay, so you just gut out the middle with your hands. You just got to get into it, okay? So there are the 2 halves, and I'm just going to go ahead and start cutting them. So I'm going to just do thin slices. Okay, so here is a close-up of this ultra bitter stuff. All right, so got that 2 bitter melons. So the next one is 1 pound of ground pork. So I like to cook my stir-fry protein beforehand and then add it towards the end, because I don't want my vegetables and other herbs to kind of miscook or cook wrong, so that each pot has its own duty to do. Like this cooks evenly in this pot and the vegetables cook evenly in their pot. So I went ahead and pre-cooked the 1 pound of ground pork, and then near the end you're going to see me add about 1/4 cup of this, and this was the other herbal ingredient that I liked for this bitter melon recipe that was different from everybody else. So alright, so you see all these different vegetables here. Doesn't that look pretty? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook it in hyperlapse and then come back at the end and show you the final touch. Alright. So you saw me stir fry all the ingredients in hyperlapse. So halfway through, I kind of added the ground pork and let that cook a little bit more because it's pork. And then near the end of the hyperlapse, you saw me go ahead and mince the cilantro and add that in. So the total time of cooking, once I put it into the skillet, was about 10 minutes, and it turned out well. So again, that's about 2 tablespoons of oil, 5 cloves of garlic, 3 shallots, or you could use 1 regular sweet onion if you don't have shallots, 3 tomatoes, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, 2 bitter melons. Those were large that I had, so if you have 3 small ones, that's okay too. And then 1 pound of cooked pork, about 1/4 cup of cilantro to add near the end. And that cilantro really boosted up the flavor. So I'd like to thank LonnieCooks.com for showing the world a different way to cook this bitter melon, because I am going to endorse your recipe. It is so delicious. So here is the final product. Wow, doesn't that look delicious? And this is a big plate of the stuff, so I'm kind of the only one who eats bitter melon right now in the house. Eventually the kids will hopefully get accustomed to the taste. So I'm saying that this is going to last me about 5 breakfasts lunch or dinner total. So I feel very lucky that I found this recipe and it made such a good recipe. So it's definitely, I'm endorsing it. So it's so delicious. All right. So I think the pork and the cilantro, everything makes it so delicious. So there you go. I hope that you try it, especially if you're already accustomed to the taste of bittermelon. It's just something totally different. The spices are a little bit different, but it really adds to the stir fry and how it tastes. All we need now is just some rice. All right, take care. I hope you try the recipe and let me know how it goes. Bye-bye.